Hello, everybody. Can you all hear me okay? I said I was forgetting something in the chat. I realized it was my character sheet I was forgetting. Okay, so... this is the page I'm on, but let me just go back to the cover real quick. Welcome, everybody, to Solo Rolling. This week is, Episode 4 of 8 Petals Argent. If you are new to the series, what this is me playing Dungeons & Dragons all by myself with the solo adventures from dmsguild.com. This one that we are playing is indeed called 8 Petals Argent. And just a quick recap if you missed the first 3. Let's see. This recap keeps growing every episode. Started off as I grew up on the streets of Waterdeep, and I tried to go about a life as an adventurer. Failed at that, went back to Waterdeep, found my old kind of a thieves guild, but a little bit more not as bad as being a real thief in a thieves guild, but I guess we were thieves, quite literally. So yeah, I guess thieves guild. Found out that there was a big job happening that night with 3 of my other old team members. They are deeply in debt due to resurrecting one of our members from the dead and having to buy that spell. Found out somebody was paying a high price for this family signet. Deep Winter, I think, is the family name. I'm not sure if we're gonna need that. If so, I will find that in my notes. Found out that pretty much everybody, or all the Thieves Guild in town, were going for this. But we've had the upper hand. We found a secret tunnel underneath a crypt that we could go to. We ended up splitting the party in 2 pairs of 2. Long story short, I got split up all by myself down in these dark tunnels for episode 2 and most of episode 3. That's what those 2 episodes were, was me being lost in tunnels and my torches burning out. Eventually, I was able to piece it together, find out exactly how to get out of those tunnels. I escaped with the signet, the ring. Met up with my party. We sneaked out and went to the meetup place, some tavern, or it was like a guild hall or something. Either way, we got chased by a rival gang that way outnumbers us, and didn't roll super well, but did make it into the tavern thing. From there, everybody was kind of eyeing us suspiciously, and it was me and one other person that waited outside, while 2 other of our members went to meet with the buyer. It got raided by the City Watch, the inn thing, and when it got raided, me and my buddy got arrested. I decided not to run from the Watch, which ended up working out because after they loaded us up in a wagon, they took us down into an alleyway. I thought for sure we were about to get killed. And they were actually... something weird is going on. We didn't really talk to them any. But they were trying to ask us about the job. And they were asking us about the Puritans, our rival guild. And... yeah, we just stayed quiet, so I'm not really sure what all that was about. I do have a watch token now. They gave me a token, the guy I was talking to. And then we just got dropped off in that alleyway, and now it's just me and my friend. Don't know what happened to our other 2 friends inside the meeting area. So we'll see what's happening now. Danny, you know my roll for weird recaps are super good. They're very good, I think. So we gotta go to page 265. By the way, if this is the first time you're watching, this thing is literally 424 pages, but I'm getting down there. I'm on 265. I've been kind of going down slowly. Um, and I'm on part 3-034. I took notes, everybody. All right, let's get going. I think this is probably why I stopped where we did, because it looks like a bigger reading part, and by that point I was probably pretty parched. 7.5 hours. Yeah, so if this is the fourth one, and they're all about 2 hours at least, 2, 4, 6. They're supposed to be 2.5 hours, but they've been getting cut, 20 minutes short. So, yeah, it's probably been about 7.5 hours. Oh, Zoltar. I did not mention that. I am playing Harry Three Fingers, and Harry is a Minotaur barbarian. He thinks he's more roguelike, but really he is indeed a barbarian. I probably should have been a rogue for this series, because there's been a lot of times where that would have helped a lot, but Zoltar actually gave me the idea of being a Minotaur that thinks he's more sneaky than he is. And the last thing I'll say before we dive right into it is that this is book 1 of 8 books. They're not all out yet. Part 2 is coming out, I think, later this year. But so this will be a series that throughout this solo rolling series, I'll be hopping back to when the new books come out. Okay. Latchboy. That was my friend's name. I knew that. You and Latchboy find yourselves between Soldier Street and Crossbow Lane. That sounds like a dangerous intersection right there. Near the smithy you used to repair the armaments for the City Watch and the City Guard. You are a block west of the Trades Ward, only 10 minutes from home. You take Scroll Street to the high road. When you cross over to Slipstone Street, you are mindful to avoid stepping in piles of litter left by the parade watchers. Despite the procession being over less than an hour, the streets are already beginning to empty, and members of the Dung Sweepers Guild are maneuvering their wagons to clean up the mess. Latchboy laments having missed most of the parade. There's always next year, he says, but you don't hear any optimism in his voice. It's near the hour of high sun when you arrive at the gang's hideout. Rufio and Belle are already there, standing outside and talking to a woman in a shopkeeper's robe. You overhear a bit of the conversation. The shopkeeper brought a basket of meat pies to thank Rufio for the gang's help with something. See, we're kind of like good. I guess we did something for this person to bring us some meat pies, which sounds delicious. You don't overhear any other details, but the interaction reminds you that your friends are a force for good in their territory. Rufio gratefully accepts the food, and the shopkeeper excuses herself. When he gets back to the top of the stairs, Rufio hands the basket to you so he can unlock the door. Oh, I'm sure Harry Three Fingers would love eating those delicious meat pies. The four of you walk through the empty planning room, and you leave the meat pies in the kitchenette. Then you tell Rufio and Belle what you experienced with Latchboy, and you ask about their meeting with the Seeker's agent. You know what? That's a good point. I can pull that up real quick. So I'm on page 266. I'm gonna put that in chat so I don't forget. I know I saw some pictures on the back of this. I try to scroll really fast. I don't see any big spoilers. There they are. Rufio. The leader of the Slipstone Gang. Rufio was born of celestial ancestry. He feels called to a higher purpose and spends time studying in the Monastery of the Sun. Rufio is an inspiring leader, keeping the gang away from trouble and operating within the personal code of honor. So, I never have seen the movie Hook. Please don't be too angry. I have not seen a lot of movies, as discovered through my various podcasts. But, yeah. And there's Too Small. Who's Too Small? Oh, I don't think those people are really in it. It's really Latchboy, Belle, me, and Rufio on this one. Alright, sorry to get us sidetracked, but I was curious too. 266. Yeah, Danny, you know I haven't seen a lot of movies. um, I don't want to alarm you, Rufio says, but there might be a problem with the ring. The agent said it's the correct one, but not what he anticipated. He has to consult his employees and he wants to meet back there sometime tomorrow. You're not looking forward to another race across the city, hounded by those who want to take the Deep Winter seal. Hey, I think I got that right, Deep Winter. And claim the bounty for their own. However, you think it will be an easier journey when the deadline isn't looming so close. There are plenty of covert ways to cross Waterdeep given enough lead time. Rufio shrugs as though accepting fate. There's nothing we can do at this point, we just need that bounty. With that, Rufio, Bell, and Latchboy retire to their quarters to get some sleep as much as they can. Given the tense circumstances, you follow them down the hall toward the private quarters, finding your old room. Your straw pallet is still there on top of a table, along with your a few of your old things. You find Pocket's blanket under the table with a collection of her dog toys. The gang's pet hound must be quite old by now. Hey, that's probably the dog that we saw. Is it? Alright, let me crank it down some. I've got like a spot on this slider. There we go. That should be better once it gets set up. If you left any equipment here in Chapter 1, you may recover it now. I did not. I've got everything with me still. You should try to rest, Rufio says, poking his head into your little room. Latchboy and Bell had to leave for their work shift soon, but there's no reason for you to wait up. Ace, No Nap, and Too Small will also be out late. We won't see them till this morning. Rufio retires to his own room, and you settle down and recover from the exertion of the previous night. Yes! Update your character sheet. Long rest. Woo! I can't tell you how excited I am to get a long rest in. Oh, yeah, my HP went down from that. Is that right? I think that is right, yep. Dang it, I did lose that 5 temp HP. Okay. Later that evening, you find yourself wondering when your friends will get back. While you wait, you pass the time exploring the old hideout, slipping through your colorful memories of this place. You're sitting in your room, thumbing through a book of poems you found on a shelf when the hideout front door slams open. Oh no. The sound is loud, you're sure it's awoken Rufio. You enter the planning room expecting trouble, and you're almost relieved to see several members of the gang there. Then you see that they're injured. No Nap and Latchboy are carrying Ace between them, and Belle has recent cuts on her face. Pockets is closely following by. Blood mats the fur on the hound's muzzle, and she whines while trying to nuzzle Ace's dangling hand. No Nap sweeps papers off the table and with a swipe of his long arm. Then Belle and Latchboy haul Ace onto it. Blood begins to pool beneath your friend. You are uncertain whether she'll survive without your intervention. No, I don't have healing. If you can heal... I don't think I have any potions. Oh, I used all of those potions I found in that. Oh no. And also I think I hear my son coming to tell me goodnight. Good night, love you. Love you, good night. Go to sleep. It's past bedtime, dude. Sleep. Can you close that, please? Sorry about that. Okay, shoot. I don't have anything to heal. I will say that the dog better not die. Okay, otherwise you must continue to 44. At that moment, Rufio enters the room. Taking the side of the injured follower, she rushes to the table and lays a glowing hand on Ace's forehead, and you sense power flowing into Ace's wounds. Oh, okay, well, cool, thanks, Rufio. I wish I would have known that. Report, Rufio yells. No Nap speaks first. They got Too Small. I was coming back from the docks labor when I saw Belle and Latchboy run past. I followed them, soon finding Too Small and Pockets fighting off several rogues. They were Peritons. Belle nods vigorously and signs with her hair. Yes, red-dyed hair. Too Small went down fast. They'd have gotten me too if it weren't for No Nap spells. No Nap takes over again. They fought us into a corner. He tried to hide and move, but they tracked us, even running through Zorstar. They burned some bridges doing that. They must be getting a lot of coin. Here, Rufio interrupts. Where's Too Small? Is she alive? There's a moment of quiet as your three friends simply look at each other. Pockets begins to whine. Latchboy is the first to speak. His square, stubbly jaw trembles. They took her, Rufio. We couldn't fight and carry her at the same time. When two of them saw the chance, they snatched her up. They snatched her up and just ran. They lost a lot of blood by then, or she'd lost a lot of blood. But she was still alive. I think they wanted a hostage. Oh my goodness, I see where this is going right here. Well, Johnny, I would love if the cleric was the dog. In fact, that would be really cool. I'm going to make an NPC of a cleric dog sometime soon. Oh, Rufio seems torn between rage and distress. The rest of the gang are here looking for answers, and you hear a soft knock on the frame of the door. Alright, so I already see that they're going to be holding her hostage, I'm sure, and they're going to want the ring in return. Shoot. I hope I don't have to make that choice. 87. Standing in the doorway is a shopkeeper, the same one you saw talking to Rufio only a few hours ago, the one with the meat pies. Did I come at a bad time, she asked. No-Nap hurries to the door and looks out over the alley. Seeing nothing, they sweep the shopkeeper into the planning room, closing the door behind the two of them. Then No-Nap turns the lock and drops the security bar behind them. Edelmis, Rufio says, what are you doing here? Shopkeeper looks in the horror at the friend lying on the bloody table, and with a bit more prompting, she finds her tongue and says, 2 men were just looking for you. They asked me to deliver this the first chance I got. And the squat woman holds out a rolled parchment sealed in gray wax and stamped with the image of a flying peregrine, a magical giant hawk with the head of a stag. Rufio takes the rolled parchment and asks Edimus for any more details, but the shopkeeper knows nothing else of interest. While you wait with the rest of the gang, Rufio escorts the shopkeeper home, returning a few minutes later. Yeah, I know, I think... Alright. I've read the letter. Rufio says it's everything you'd expect. The Crimson Parasons want the Deep Winter Seal. In exchange, they'll release Too Small, and that's the end of it. At the end of the scavenger hunt, it's the end of everything, Rufio says, his gaze sweeping around the room before he drops into a chair. When Rufio goes silent, Latchboy and No-Nap start to argue with Bell. None of them are sure what will happen if you don't turn over the seal. Latchboy suggests fabricating a copy, but Bell doesn't think it's worth the risk, and No-Nap suggests not turning it over at all, and there's no reason for the Crimson Parasons to honor the deal. After they claim the Seeker's prize, they'll just use your friend as leverage to take over the trades ward. They won't stop until someone stops them, No-Nap says. No one has a response to this. Eventually, Rufio breaks the silence and says, okay, let's stop them. Ooh! Yes, let's stop them. I'm tired of running from this gang. I'm ready to... Oh, I'm on chapter 4. Cool. Alright, I think we might be able to, finish this. Looking at the page numbers, we might actually be able to finish this tonight. We'll see. Rufio looks like he has a plan. Your friends react with palpable relief. Rufio's plans are typically good, if not great. It's not great. It's not for nothing that your friend has the gang's unchallenged leader since its inception. We need a Goranator, Rufio says, a broker to make the Parasons keep the deal instead of going back on their word when they get the ring. Do you mean working with the Watch? No-Nap asks. Perhaps setting up a contingency to give them information in case the Parasons betray us? That's one idea, Rufio says. It might work, but including the Watch might spook the Parasons before we can trade. I was thinking about someone a little bit closer to our side of the law. I was thinking about Letty. Oh, from Fast and the Furious! After all these years, the mention of Letty's name comes as a surprise. Bella particularly looks skeptical. She clasps her hands together, interlocking her fingers to prevent them from signing a response. Letty used to be a friend. She grew up in Waterdeep along the gang. Although Letty lived in a more affluent neighborhood, she and Rufio were sweethearts. They split due to philosophical differences. Before you left Waterdeep, Letty joined the Guild, a notorious organization of slavers, and that was enough for you to stop caring about what happened to her. Letty joined the guild. Okay. Well, yeah, that sounds terrible. The last you heard of Letty, she attained a high rank in the guild, and she has the influence to broker the exchange like one of Rufio contemplates. The guild has its own manner of criminality, drugs, extortion, blackmail, gambling, and smuggling goods, meaning that they have an interest in maintaining peace between the street gangs to use as their pawns. They sometimes intercede when open violence would force the Watch to crack down on crime throughout the city. However, given her history with the Slipstone gang, simply preventing open conflicts between you and the Peritons might not be motivation enough for Letty to use that influence. Alright, I got a lore. Ah, come on, Adobe, let me copy it. Let me pop this in my notes. And I'm gonna go read that real quick. So we are on page 300. And I'm looking for 1 or 2 of the guild. The guild. This secretive criminal organization is based in Waterdeep, with influence reaching up and down the Sword Coast. They are known for having a hand in criminality of every kind, particularly the slave trade, but also drugs, extortion, blackmail, gambling, and smuggling. The guild calls its leader the Xanathar, a title of unknown origin. Its agents, usually ruthless with power, have various site-related titles like Gazer, Spectator, Examiner. Despite having a centralized structure, the organization uses layers of agents and mouthpieces to keep their authorities from tracking their activities, and they run much of the criminal trade through subsidiaries and subservient criminal organizations. Alright. Where are we? Here we go. As much as I dislike the Watch, Latchboy says, I think Nonap has the right idea. We are safer dealing with the Watch than the guild. I have this token from Silvilar Kruger, that's the Watch guy that we were talking with. It will guarantee we get to see him, and we know he's desperate for information on the Peritons. We could leverage that. We give the Deep Winter Seal to the Peritons so no one can say we double-cross them. Then the Watch coincidentally raids their safe house while we're all chatting with the Seeker's agent, thus freeing Too Small. Nonap nods along with this, siding with Latchboy's plan. Ace sides with Rufio's plan, but she doesn't say why. Oh, wait. Which one was which? Okay. Okay, so Rufio wants to go with the Watch, or the Guild, I mean. And Latchboy wants to go with the Guild. Okay. Nonap nods along, or you think about the options for a while, then you all determine to come to that decision in the morning. The gang spends the evening securing the hideout and planning how to survive a conflict with the rival street gangs. Latchboy sharpens the slim, short swords that most of the guild members carry. Rufio surfaces several ancient crossbows in the armament chest, waxing the strings and oiling the rails. Bell checks the leather armor most members wear, adjusting the fit and replacing the missing studs. Ace prepares extra bandages and poultices and starts brewing an antidote to the poison that the Peritons often use. Nonap casts several arcane spells from their collection of scrolls, girding the window and door with magic alarms. Throughout the preparation, you feel the gang's assurance that, from your presence, they think that you're an experienced adventurer. You don't have the heart to remind your friends that you're relatively new to that role, and I failed at it in a level 1. Having recently rested, you volunteer to take one of the evening watches. You take between Nonap and Rufio, and there's little to do besides pacing between the armored windows and staring out the shutters. Ace and Latchboy get some much-deserved rest, sleeping through the night. Belle joins you in the dimly lit planning room, claiming that she is unable to sleep. Two of you converse with hand signs for a long time, and you both avoid talking about the gang's recent hardships, preferring older, better memories. Belle eventually falls asleep next to Pockets, her head resting on the dog's shaggy shoulder. Just before Rufio's shift, you see a light source flickering briefly on a rooftop to the west. It was high up to too high to be in a window. The location is ideal for watching Slipstone Gang, where your hideout alley intersects it. You report all this to Rufio in the morning, and he doesn't seem surprised. That's where I would put a lookout if I wanted to keep eyes on us, Rufio says. Rufio carries Belle, still asleep, back to her room and then returns to start his night shift. You return to your own room, waiting for the morning to come. So I'm on 002 right now. Yeah, Rufio, Guild, Latchboy, Watch. Okay. In the hour before dawn, the gang assembles, preparing to survive the coming day. You find Ace and Latchboy cooking a pigeon breakfast. Ew. They are already wearing their armor. Latchboy places 2 fleshly plucked squabs into a pan, and Ace piles them some onions on top. The acrid aroma of the recently cut onions is enough to drive anyone from the kitchenette, including Pockets. You wonder if there are any of the shopkeeper's meat pies left over from last night. It feels like a small betrayal to disdain your friend's meager diet, but you put that out of your mind. Your thoughts soon drift, and you remember that Too Small used to love pigeon pie. You try not to think about the halfling's absence. You try to not to imagine her already dead. Into the planning room and find a set of weapons that Rufio laid out on the table. Ace's blood still stains the dark wood, a reminder of the peril you will soon face. It includes light crossbow, 10 crossbow bolts, and an old short sword. You can take any of the items for the coming conflict, but you must return them to the chest when the conflict is over. I think I will. I think I will grab, I don't, I'll take the light crossbow, 10 bolts. I'll take the 2 short swords, you never know. Note them in the inventory that you must return them. Alternatively, you can return weapons with equal or greater value. Okay. You conclude your examination of the weapons just as Rufio returns. He and Nonap must have already snuck around the block to collect thuds from the Gentle Rest stable. You hear Nonap outside speaking gently to the old draft horse. Her harness jingles by the base of the stairs. Nonap concludes by casting a spell on thuds, protecting her with an invisible layer of armor before joining you in the hideout. If you are not wearing armor, Nonap offers to cast the same spell on you. Mage Armor, which provides a base AC of 13 plus your Dex modifier. So I'm a barbarian. So I will take that. Yeah, I will take that, because that will get me up to 15. Right now, my armor class is at 13. Why is my armor class so low? Okay. So I'm going to have mage armor on. I'm going to go ahead and can I manually change my armor class? How do I do that? I'll just write real big in my notes, armor class is 15. I'll probably forget that and not see that note, but we'll see. When everyone has check their weapons, and then taking a turn petting Pockets. I keep forgetting Pockets is a dog, and okay. It's time for the 6 of you to finalize which of the 2 plans to use. Nonap and Latchboy still prefer the help of the Watch, citing the lower risk of betrayal as a benefit, but remains neutral, while Rufio and Ace vote for asking Letty to get the guild involved. It's down to you. I don't even really know. What do you all think? I'm not sure what the benefits of one or the other are. Yeah, I did see that this one says the guild to guarantee that the Puritans will keep this side. So, I mean, that sounds good for them to guarantee it instead of risk it. And I mean, I don't know Letty, so I don't mind talking to Letty if I have to. I guess my character knows Letty, but I don't. Alright, let's do the guild. 001. Letty lives in Wayride House, a building in the south central portion of the Trades Ward. It's situated off of Lathin's Cut, just south of the intersection of the Way of the Dragon and the High Road. The nearest landmark is Plinth, a spire-shaped temple open to worshippers of any faith. Letty works for the mysterious organization that owns Wayride House. The guild controls other smaller crime factions through a complex information passing system. This communication network protects the guild by separating it from any other covert criminal activity. Wayride House is the heart of that network, at least the portions affecting the Trades Wards. It is this building that you head to with your friends. The sun is peaking high above the rooftops when the gang's wagon rolls over Slipstone Street. Turning south towards the high road, Belle sits on the driver's bench while Rufio stands behind her. The rest of you sit in the wagon's bed, concealed beneath a tarp, with crossbows and other weapons at the ready to defend against an attack. Belle's chosen route takes you east then south down the high road. The morning traffic is already thickening. Rufio keeps an eye out for anybody taking an interest in the wagon, but the number of people already on the street makes it impossible to spot followers. Belle coaxes Thud into a gap between two larger wagons, trying to keep the old draft horse from making a show of the transition. Once you are in the flow of traffic, you feel much safer, and Thud picks up her pace. Belle soon turns the wagon off the high road, and entering Lathin's Cut. The building has a covered wagon bay behind it for loading and unloading deliveries away from prying eyes. A guard dressed in the street clothes stands as you approach the iron gate. Rufio tells him that you are Letty's old friends and that you want to see her. The use of Letty's name is enough to get the gate open. Belle drives the wagon through it, then turns under a covered wagon designated for wagon loading. Using Letty's name might get you in, but it doesn't buy any trust. The first person out the door is not Letty. Instead, you see a dozen armed people approach and surround the wagon. Nice. Finally, a tall human woman exits the building. 8 even years later, you recognize Rufio's former sweetheart. From beneath the hood of her red cloak, a braid of Letty's platinum hair coils around her shoulders like a necklace or like a snake. You look at Rufio and find him staring. You don't know if your friend still harbors unresolved feelings for Letty. Things ended pretty quick with no chance for closure. After a few tense questions, Rufio answers. Letty invites the gang in for tea on the condition that you all leave the weapons outside. Belle isn't thrilled by that prospect, but there are enough guards in the building to make short work of you anyway. One by one, you and your friends dismount the wagon, drop your weapons, and follow Letty. 15. You and your friends follow Letty into a comfortable parlor. Although she instructs the guards to wait in the hall, you suspect that they can overhear the conversation. You wonder if the meeting will be awkward given the lack of privacy in Letty's past with the gang, but Rufio seems driven by the urgency of the situation. He gets right down to business, explaining the Two Smalls kidnapping and asking Letty to arrange the intercession. Rufio tells Letty where he thinks the Puritans are holding Too Small in the operation he otherwise plans to mount for her rescue. You are a bit shocked at the brutality of it. You wonder if that is truly Rufio's alternative, or if he is simply trying to convince Letty that the dock wards might burn without the guild stepping in. Rufio's knowledge of the Crimson Puritans operation makes the proposed violence seem possible. However, it is the little details that make the plan seem imminent, like calling upon a decade of favors earned with various residents. One detail discomforts Letty. Rufio explains that he already sent a message to Odgard, a member of the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectors. The favor Odgard owes the Slipstone gang would ensure that any building Rufio targeted in the Docks Ward would burn before the Magicist firefighting elementals could put stop to it. As Rufio describes the merciless assault on the Puritans' enterprises, you wonder what it was about Odgard that caused Letty to react like that. Make a insight check. Ooh, it's my first roll of the night. 4. I don't think that's gonna do it. Continue reading. Okay, I'll do that. Rufio finishes describing his planned war with the Peritons. He ends with a plea for the guild to keep the peace. Rufio doesn't resort to emotion or to try to use his past with Letty. In the silence of Letty's contemplations, you sense that she is not convinced. If this plan is to work, you will have to add something to tip the balance. Oof. To try to recollect the history of relevant property ownership in the docks, go to 25. If you wish to drop a subtle threat... promise. Ooh. I don't think I'd be able to recollect the history. My boy ain't too smart. I think my best chance... Don't threaten. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to promise then. Yeah, my intimidation's pretty good, but yeah, I don't want to threaten anybody. So I'll promise. When Rufio finishes describing the plan, Zoltar said threaten right after us. When Rufio finishes describing the plan, you can tell that Letty is not fully convinced. When he offers to owe the guild a favor, you add your own voice to that, and your friends agree. A favor from the Slipstone gang seems like just enough to bring Letty around. I'll help you, Rufio. Oof, got it. I didn't even have to roll for it. I thought all 3 of those I would have to roll for it, so I'm pretty happy about that. You will remember the favor that your gang owes me for the future. Event. Favor to the guild. Oh no. Is she gonna ask me that? This book? Oh, I wonder if that's like a book 2 thing that's gonna come down. Oh, we're getting far in this book now. Alright. Let me get comfy. You have secured Letty's agreement to intercede with the Peritons. All that remains is to work out the details. She seems reluctant to apply too much pressure to your rivals. They are a growing faction with a lot of potential to enrich the guild throughout various collaborations. Throughout the talk, you can tell Rufio wants the guild to punish the Peritons, in addition to securing the release. But it's too delicate negotiations given how both groups' businesses seem to overlap. Rufio satisfies himself telling Letty where the Peritons' criminal enterprises are, vulnerable to hostile takeovers. Is it enough for him that the guild will reduce your rival's income and influence in addition to saving Too Small? When they conclude these details of the arrangement, Letty calls for a messenger to arrange a meeting between her and Ravello in the nearby Plinth Temple. An hour later, she leaves for the meeting room, instructing you and your friends to wait in the Wayride house. You sit in the parlor for another hour, trying not to discuss anything of importance that you might get overheard, and you politely decline the refreshments offered. When Letty returns, she motions for you to sit as she hangs her cloak on the nearby rack. She takes the same soft chair that she sat in before, looking at the undisguised expressions of anticipation on your faces. I have your friend Too Small, Letty says. That was fast! Wait, what? That's good. Here's what happened. I met with Ravello, and he tried to use his enchantments on me, for which I rebuked him with my own. Something's fishy. Once I convinced him of our relative positions, things went smoothly, and Ravello claimed you brought heat down on his operation, that you got his people swept up in a dragnet at the Purple Palace yesterday. That's what that place was called. And he had to pay a significant sum to secure their release. He said you owe him, and that he expected to be compensated before releasing Too Small. And Letty looks at Rufio for a response, but your friend has nothing to add. Letty continues, I thought the claim might have merit, so I didn't want to argue with him. I told Ravello to hold your friend in escrow while I investigate the claims. We strongly discourage killing or kidnapping between factions because it invites open retribution, which is bad for everyone's businesses. We agree that there would be no more hostilities once you tell the Seeker's agents you are giving the Deep Winter seal to Ravello, and that he is the winner of the bounty. When that happens, I'll release Too Small, and there'll be no further violence between your factions. I accept, Rufio says. So, okay, I'm gonna get through this, and I'm gonna mention something. Good, Letty replies. Now you will go to the Purple Palace, do what needs to be doing, and we can put this all behind us. I will put out the word that no one is to interfere with you on the way. Despite losing the bounty that you worked so hard for, Too Small's imminent release is a great relief. You sit back as Letty described more of the details to Rufio. Then Rufio gives Letty one of the 2 matching wood rings he normally wears on the thong around his neck. This trinket will grow warm when I rub the matching ring, signaling you that the exchange is complete. By this, you will know that Too Small can be returned home. I'm glad you're on side, Letty said. Okay, so I get +4 renown with the guild. I'm trying to keep all my renown in one spot. You and your friends return to the wagon where Thuds is patiently waiting. You retake your previous positions, and Bell guides Thuds west to the Way of the Dragon, then south to the Purple Palace. So, what I'm upset about is I thought there would maybe be potential for me to double cross with the guild. But I should have realized that that's why the watch was riskier. Because with the watch, I was going to have them go in after the fact and steal the signet back for me. Yeah, so now I'm getting really sad that I stole that thing. That was hard to steal that thing. I almost died a bunch of times. Maybe I'll be able to get it back somehow in either at the end of this book or book 2. Alright, I can't dwell too long. What's done is done. 121. Oh, it's... The City of Splendors is waking as you roll south down the thoroughfare. The rising sun warms on one side of your face, and the traffic is gradually thickening as you go. The Day of Wonder seems a distant memory now, just one day later, and there's no sign of the parade. Even the hundreds of Gondar, the priests and the acolytes of Gond, are just nowhere in sight. Despite having flooded the streets of the parade, they've all disappeared overnight. All traces of the Days of Wonder are gone, that is, but for the one large vehicle ahead of you, slowing your progress. A pair of oxen pull a flatbed wagon, upon which rests monstrous apparatus obviously purchased from the House of the Inspired Hounds. You find yourself wandering at the purpose, examining its limbs and what looks like a head. You try to determine if the thing's design lets it walk on its own, but Bell soon finds a way around the slower wagon, cutting short your attempt to decipher the clockwork contraption. Thud snorts a challenge at the oxen as she passes, but the lumbering animal ignores her. No one tries to stop you between here and the Purple Palace. No nav reports that somebody is following you at one point in the trip, but nothing seems to come of it. When you arrive at the Petals, there are secret agents that are dwelling there, and you see you are several hours ahead of the deadline. Okay, so I got some time. The intersection by the Purple Palace has an unusual number of loiterers today. You recognize members of the Crimson Peritons by their hair color. However, there are also a few watch members present. Eager spectators of various factions wander across Fillet Lane. They're all part as your wagon approaches, as though expecting your arrival. Belt pulls up beneath the Festal's 11 purple lanterns, lit despite the daylight. She locks the brakes for you, Rufio, Nonap, and Latchboy to climb down from the wagon. Ace and Bell stay behind with Thuds. When you get to the front door, the armed attendants open it for you. You follow Rufio in, but the attendant holds up a hand showing 2 fingers and bars your friends from entering. You remember the rule that only 2 of a faction can meet with the Seekers at a time, and you signal No Nap and Lashboy to wait by the door. Inside, you find the Seekers agent sitting at a table in an empty dining hall. Ravella sits opposite alongside his lieutenant. Bartholomew Quigley. Okay, that's a name right there. No one else is present. The fest hall allowed no other patrons admittance today. You follow Rufio to the table and you both sit when the agent invites you to take the empty chairs. I have been informed, the agent says, that you wish to yield the bounty to your friend here. Yes, Rufio says, but first, perhaps we can have a cup of wine to celebrate my friend's victory. Oh, Rufio's got something right here. Ravella's eyes narrow with suspicion. The Seeker's agent, however, seems delighted at the idea. He calls for wine, and Rufio regales the table with a made-up version of how you acquired the seal. Pretending that you found a secret tunnel in the Deep Winter Vault, he makes no mention of the House of the Homeless or any of the true challenges that your gang faced. At one point in the festivities, as Ravella and Quigley sit quietly, Rufio raises his hand as if inquiring whether you have anything to add. The hand he uses is the one with the magical wooden ring. This gesture lets you know that Rufio just a confirmation signal from the matching ring. Your friend of Ripley pulls the Deep Winter seal from his pocket and sets it heavily on the table. The Seeker's agent uses his wand to verify that you have not switched the object for a fake, and then calls for the guards to bring the payment. 2 silk-clad humans enter, one of them carrying a chest. You are surprised at its small size. However, when the guard lifts the lid, you see that the box is full of Harbor Moons, special platinum coins minted in Waterdeep that are worth 50 gold dragons apiece. It is a handsome reward indeed. The guard closes the chest and hands it to Ravello, who accepts it without grace. Or with grace. With that, the agent dismisses Ravello and Quigley, asking you and Rufio to stay for a few minutes, just so there are no misunderstandings on the way out. The half-elf says, repeating the phrase he used in the last time you visited the office. The 2 Crimson Peritons leaders rise to leave. Ravello only pauses to ensure that you get a good look at the smirk on his face. Oh, I don't like him. Rufio finishes his wine and reaches for his purse, but the Seeker's agent tells him to keep the coin. It was my honor to drink with you, the half-elf says. But now it's time for us to get down to real business. You wonder if the look of surprise on Rufio's face mirrors your own. Oh? Okay. Here we go. Now that those fools are gone, I need... Oh, double cross? I need more information about how you found this seal. I'm not one to put stock in divine communications or communions, but my employers tell me that the Deep Winter Seal's marks the one who finds them. That's right, I do have a mark on me. The Seeker's agent doesn't look at you as he speaks. He simply toys with the heavy ring on the table, prodding it with his wand. Seeing no reason to conceal the truth, you show the half-elf the marks on your arm, the ones you got in the blood-tainted water at the Deep Winter's tomb. When you finish, the agent reveals some information of his own. Secrets are done in this city. They're moving on, maybe to Neverwinter. They amuse themselves following a bit of prophecy and spreading a bit of wealth, but now they've run afoul with the Watch. Soon there will be an investigation. Some brilliant mind will put together the clues, finding some much greater meaning behind the little toys that they've been collecting, and I'll be leaving them tonight. You're a bit surprised by the implementation that the mysterious Seekers are physically present in Waterdeep. You imagine something more grandiose, that they manipulated events so far using agents like this one. I'm told that was the last scavenger hunt. However, for my own amusement, and because the winner of the last bounty was supposed to get an exclusive offer for the next hunt, perhaps you'll be interested in one last prize. Yes, please. The half-elf calls for the guard to attend you. Once more, the two armored men enter the room, one carrying a small chest. Again, they open the chest, revealing a large, glittering wealth of harbor moons. I confess that I suffered confusion yesterday. I expected some kind of magic in this ring. After consulting my employers, I believe that the magic is in the blood of the power that now marks your arm. By finding the Deep Winter Seal, you brought back the expected magic that was to be an important key in the next scavenger hunt. Since I have the payment available and you already have the key, it seems like a waste not to offer you this final bounty. Okay. Alright, one sec. That's a lot of reading. I'm getting excited again. I was really nervous. I was going to lose out on all that hard work. Randall making me think that I was going to lose everything. I know, isn't it? So much fun. Alright. Okay. As though unbidden, your eyes fall to the faint lines that infuse your arms. The snowflake pattern made by the Deep Winter Primarch's mystic blood. You think about the wealth on offer and how much your friends need it. Yeah, we could still pay off the gang's hideout. Those coins could make a huge dent in their debt. You don't need any greater motivation. You agree immediately. The agent seems pleased. He quickly gets down to explaining the next hunt. You probably noticed the Lantanese are stealing trade missions from their island nation once more. A place we thought destroyed over a century ago. Although they've kept to themselves, the Seekers believe the return to the Lantanese means that their artifacts will work once again, including those still locked away in the old Lantanese embassy here in Waterdeep. For your payment, you simply need to get into the embassy, activate a magical portal, and bring me whatever comes of it. Just as important, there should be a ledger locked in the secure room. One that logged the daily use of the portal from Lantern was lost. Take these with you. The secret agent removes a leather-bound diary from his pocket, sliding it across the desk. To you along with the seal. The stamp of the four-spoked cog marks the book's cover, the symbol of Gond, a god of invention worshipped by humans and gnomes, the patron deity of the Latinese nation. You leaf through a few pages and find crumbled columns and writing interspersed with esoteric diagrams. One of the earlier bounties, the agent explains, an old invention diary stolen from the archive beneath the House of Inspired Hands. You remember the explanation of these journals you heard just days ago. Thousands of them locked away somewhere. You are beginning to see that connections between the Seekers' various scavenger hunts. Within this book, you will find the means to activate the Argent Gate. Argent Gate, 8 Petals Argent. I've marked the page. 8 Petals Argent. When you have proof of the portal's function, meet me by Eventide at the pier opposite of Sea Line Street. When you have proof of the portal's function. I'll be on the homeward. And be mindful now. We leave on the tide an hour before sunset. Don't bother coming in if you're late. The lid of the small treasure chest snaps shut, as though to emphasize the agent's point. I don't have that code. Nope. 14. The agent gestures to the other guard, the one not carrying the small chest, and he produces a small bundle from inside his silks and lays it on the table. We know a bit about what you might face in the embassy basement, the half-elf says. This might help you. Here, the seekers unwrap the item, revealing a heavy-bladed dagger. The dagger is a swirl of black and gray metal. You recognize the metal as one of the that adventurers crave. Star metal. Adamantine. Adamantine. I don't know how you say that word. You can borrow it if you like, but we need it back when you're done. Consider this a show of faith, and I think you'll go further than, well, other factions. Yeah, I'll take a star metal dagger, sure. Another temp weapon. Where's all my temp weapons at? Here it is. Okay, let's go to lore 118. So we need to get to... So it's lore 118, and we are on page 322. Lord's dagger has a heavy blade, curved slightly. Whenever this weapon hits an object, it is a critical hit. Okay, cool. And I was on 322. With business concluded, the seekers' employers make their exit. The two guards, the agent, and a few kitchen staff enter a hidden cellar. You presume it contains a secret passage away from the building, allowing them to avoid the crowds on the street. The door closes, leaving you and Rufio by yourselves. You take the invention diary. So I got the invention diary and the deep winter seal. You're eager to start. You have about 6 hours. Event. Sail with the tide. Check a box off whenever the text instructs you to. And each time you take a short rest. Okay. I'm gonna comma. I got that whole section in my notes. Okay. Although it pains you to leave your friends, you tell Rufio that the gang needs to return to the hideout to meet Too Small. She is probably alone and afraid right now. You don't mean to go by yourself, do you? Rufio asks. At least take one of our friends along. Oh, please. You contemplate which of your friends... Yes! I like this. I like getting choices like this. Which of your friends is most likely to be useful in such a scenario? You know that experienced adventurers travel with companions whose skills complement their own, each one's strengths covering for the other's deficits. Oh, which one should we get, everybody? Ace. If you take Ace, Ace's knowledge of plants and curatives will best support you. I like that. I would like some healing. Bell. If your gnomish friend's sturdy shield and hammer best... No, I don't need a fighter. If you prefer Latchboy's stealth, No Nap. If arcane power and esoteric knowledge are what you need. Okay, so I mean, Bell's out of the question. Unfortunately, all three are good. One that has like potions, one that has stealth, or one that has magic. Ace or Latchboy? I love spellcasters. Obviously I don't have any magic. Like it says, remember that they already used 1 or 2 of their daily spat castings. So No Nap's already used 2 spells today. And I'm gonna have that benefit from the mage armor anyway, so yeah, I don't think I really need No Nap. I agree, it might be between Ace and Latchboy. Latchboy? I have like a +1 1 to Dex or so. There were a few locks that needed lock picking last time that I couldn't do. This is really, really hard. I think all 3 of them could be good. I wish I was fast enough to throw up a poll. My chat bot can do polls, but I don't think I'd be able to set it up quick enough. Should I just roll a D2? 1 for Ace, 2 for Latch Boy? I don't think I'm gonna have time to go to a shop and buy any potions, and I'm out of potions. Okay, I'll roll a... number 1's Ace, 2's Latch Boy. Ace! Alright. I like that. I feel good about that. Go to 41. You tell Rivia that you would like to take Ace with you, and I'm sure she would appreciate that. She tends to second guess herself, and this will be a big vote in her confidence in her abilities. A sidekick has a stat block that includes abilities like a second player character would provide. Okay. Oh, cool. Awesome. So let's go look at... I should have cheated and I should have looked at all their stat blocks first. So I'm on 331. But I want to see this stat block. Okay. Ace can use a healer's kit on a creature within 5 feet of her, restoring hit points up to 1d4 plus Ace's level. Ah, a creature can't regain hit points like this until it finishes a short or long rest. That's not bad though. That's like giving me 1 casting of like Healing Ward, which I would take that. Her level is only 1. Do the others? I'm gonna peek the others real quick. I'm not gonna change. I'm gonna stick to Ace. It was between Ace and Latch Boy, right? So yeah, Latch Boy just has... He's just good with... Yeah. Just sneaky. Okay. What kind of magic did No Nap have? I'm gonna be mad if they've got some super good. Oh, well, Sleep. Sleep could probably be pretty good. I feel really good that we picked, yeah, I think we picked the right one for sure. Oh, guys, what page did I say I was on? Oh, no. Oh, what? Oh, I don't remember, though. 331? I was close. Alright. When you and Rufio leave the Purple Palace, Latchboy and No Nap are waiting outside. You notice that the door attendant is gone, although you have no idea where. The crowds have also departed, already having witnessed Ravello emerge from the Seeker's Bounty chest in hand. Left to yourself, the 4 of you climb into the wagon with Ace and Belle. It's hard to imagine that just hours ago, multiple factions in the city were clamoring to find you, perhaps kill you, to claim the Seeker's Bounty for themselves, and now you travel openly, unfollowed. Your friends leave their extra weapons in the back of the wagon, hidden under their tarp. On your way north up Snail Street, you explain the Seeker's last scavenger hunt. After getting so close to the last bounty and the disappointment of losing it, your friends hesitate to be hopeful again. But Ace agrees to accompany you. Your friends have an unusually high level of confidence in your abilities, and you resolve not to disappoint them. When you reach the intersection of Crossbow Lane, Belle pulls the wagon out of traffic and stops. You and Ace get out, wave goodbyes, as they hurry to check on Too Small. Go to 93. I really, really liked having that choice to, pick my buddy. In fact, though, I am going to pull up her character sheet on a separate screen for me really quick. You all won't be able to see this screen, but this will be something I can reference. Jeez, I always forget how big this document is until I have to scroll through. Alright, cool. There we go. I got her character sheet up for me. Alright. As the wagon pulls away, you reflect on all that has transpired and what you've learned in the past hour. The rush of recent events has finally slowed, giving you a chance to prepare for what is to come. You feel refreshed, eager to meet the next challenge on your own terms. You may count the respite of the past hour for a short rest. I don't need that. I haven't done anything since I took my long rest, so I don't need to mark that down. You check the position of the sun. Oh, was there a bunch of dangerous stuff that could have happened, Randall? I'm glad. You know what? I've been going with what Danny's been voting for a lot, and I feel like I've skirted around a lot of combat, which is good because whenever there is combat, I don't tend to do very well. I can't wait till I'm at least level 2, and I feel like I'll get a better handle on things. You check the position of the sun. You see you have 7 hours until eventide. Can't imagine what would take so long inside the Lantise's embassy that you would need all that time, but the stakes are high enough that you shouldn't delay. That said, there are a couple of things that you consider first. To prepare yourself to break into the embassy, you might want to acquire additional equipment. You happen to be next to Virgin Square, a market that specializes in weapons and equipment for adventurers. The other thing to consider is the invention diary the Seeker's agent provided you have yet to examine, so you might want to take time to do so. Okay, so I can just do this for free then, right? I don't need to spend time on this? I should have threatened. Get some combat in. I'm gonna go to lore 111 and check on. I'm currently on page 361. I gotta remember to mark that. The invention diary. The text parts of this diary are in common, however, most of the journal's pages are just diagrams, many of which illustrate machines of dubious potential. The marked page is a description of the author's visit to one of the islands in Lathan. It talks about a portal beneath the embassy that connects to Anchoril and to other locations important to the nation. The journal's owner describes many details about the appearance and configurable parts of the portal frame and recorded the activation password. The password is Hoof, the Gnomish word for enjoy. Cool. Good thing I read that. And I said I was on 361. Do I need to go to the market? I'm sure that's gonna mark a box down. I could maybe... My question is if they're gonna sell potions, because if they're gonna sell potions, then for sure I'm gonna go to that market. Yeah, Danny, see, we're on the same wavelength. I'm gonna go see if there's any potions down there. Yeah, see, Zoltar. We're all thinking alike. Let's go check out that market. You decide you can afford a trip to the market. Instead of crossing the street to the west, you enter the marketplace. Virgin Square got its name from an old legend about dragons, one dating back before the founding of the city. Dozens of mercenaries Wander the open market, loitering at corners and trying to attract potential buyers, merchant stalls, and wagons. Show a wide selection of martial weapons and new armor in various sizes. You also find adventuring gear. There are packs of rations, dozens of coils of rope. A wagon full of 10-foot poles doesn't seem to be selling well. I'll buy one. You can buy any armor, weapons, or adventuring gear. You can also sell stuff. I believe potions are in the adventuring gear. Yes. Ooh, and I got some gold. I should have asked them to pay me up front. See how much gold I got. Okay. Let me see. Even if I can buy one. Ooh, I actually don't have a lot of gold. I've got 4 burlap sacks. Dang, is that gonna be all my gold? So I'm just doing the math. Yeah, I kept getting scared of searching because I kept getting bit by snakes and stuff. Okay, so my total gold is 15 plus 4 plus 1 plus 11. So that's 15 plus 16, 31. Plus 5, 36. Plus 10, 46. And I think... oh, wait, and then 5 silver. So 46 gold and 5 silver. Oh, no. 48 gold and 5 silver. Yeah. 48 gold and 5 silver. Oof. Oh, what do you guys think? Oh, wait, no, I can't. Oh, no, potion's 50 gold. I thought it was 45 gold for some reason. Oof. Ah. You know, I don't think I really want to, like, completely empty my pockets for one potion. Especially when I've got Ace with me. So that's for just a regular healing potion. I'm trying to find it. Healing. Potion of healing. 50 gold for a potion of healing, which is 2d4 plus 2 hit points. That's a lot. How about that? Yeah, do you guys think that that's fair if I do a persuasion roll and we'll say if I get above like a... How about you guys throw out a number that I need to beat? Chat can be my DM for me for this roll, since this is kind of a special roll. 12? I was thinking 12. I was thinking like 12, 13. By the way, my persuasion is a +0, so we'll see how hard I can haggle for this. Alright, I'll roll a persuasion goal check. And if I win, I will be completely broke with $0, but 1 shiny new health potion. I rolled a 12. Oh, that's awesome. A 12 with a +0. How perfect is that? Alright, I'm gonna note down that I have 0 gold. I got a bargain for that health potion though. I have 1 health potion. Well, no more shopping for me. I don't know how I'm gonna eat tonight. Alright. 116. Leaving the square behind, you cross Snail Street, headed west into the castle ward. As you pass the various administrative and military buildings of the government district, you notice the presence of large patrols of the city guard. Waterdeep's professional militia. Few people here have any business that don't relate to some government purpose. You soon arrive at the Embassy Row, which sits at the base of a hill under the watch of the high-perched Castle Waterdeep. The district's warning spire stands in the middle of the old buildings, a tower from which hangs bells so large that their warning can be heard throughout the city. Next to the warning spire is the embassy. The island nation of Latan disappeared during the spell plague. Its embassy in the Waterdeep has been closed for the last century, its doors and windows sealed. Because Gond worship was Latinese state religion, the priests of Gond and Waterdeep took up the care of the abandoned embassy. Their stewardship not only preserved the rite and prevented the elegant ironwork of the facade from erosion, but the influence of the House of Inspired Hands prevented the redevelopment of repurposing of the building, keeping the embassy ready for the day when they returned to occupy it once more. I really need to work on my Dungeons and Dragons lore some more, because a lot of it's really cool, and I just don't know much about it. As you walk down Embassy Row, your companion following a short distance behind, you come in sight of your destination. You stop suddenly. What you see makes you think that your task might be more complicated than expected. Who would have guessed it? Embassy Row is one of the quietest areas in the castle ward, that is, on any normal day. Today, however, the embassy is the site of a busy encampment. A row of large tents lines the street in front of the building, and several tables stand on the grassy lawn. Even at a distance, you recognize the dozens of people in the area by their broad-brimmed hats. The Temple of God must be using the grounds as a place to encamp visiting priests. The temple expects every Gondor in range of the city to make their annual journey here in the days of wonder, to turn in the year's adventure diaries and renew ties. Cool. The House of Inspired Hands must have had too many visitors to house the Gondwatch Lane this year. You approach the embassy cautiously, trying not to draw attention to yourself while still getting close enough to examine your target. You find a convenient statue about a block away from the crowd. Not only can you hide behind it, you might also claim to be a tourist admiring the sculpture, should anyone question your loitering. You spend some time observing the Gondor. They leave and arrive in groups as though attending meetings or services in the location. Those at the encampment seem engaged in animated debates while they eat and drink at large tables. Attendants bring food out of the embassy, probably from a temporary kitchen erected there. The atmosphere is one of leisure. Just then you feel a tap on the shoulder, the prearranged warning that someone is coming. You shift your attention to the statue you were looking past, now pretending to admire it. Then you hear someone call your name. You turn, surprised. You don't recognize the two tall figures who approach, not until they throw back their cloaks, revealing their slit-like footwear. It's Habrid and Glutch, the gnomes you journeyed alongside from Daggerford. If you missed episode 1, when I was getting into the city, there were two gnomes that were in a cart I was sharing, and what were they arguing about? They were arguing about something about, oh no, I had to fix the wagon wheel for them while they just sat and argued. They seem to have mastered the practice of walking in their heightened footwear. I forgot that they had like stilts. The gnomes are overjoyed at this chance encounter. Come along to our camp, Glutch says, and invited you down the road. You're about to protest when Haberd adds, come and get some food while it lasts. We've all got to get packed up and over to the Sea Ward before the High Sun Conference. At these words, a plan forms in your mind. If you mingle with the priests coming and going, you might be able to linger after they leave for their meeting and find an easy way back in. This may be an easy option, but it will cut a couple of hours from your timeline. Whew. What do you guys think? Do I accept their offer, go and hang out, lose hours of my 6-hour window, but have a safer chance in, or decline and have a riskier entrance? I do not know. It's a tough one. So I got 6 hours. Accept. Oh, we got a split party again. It might be a roll. This one might be a roll. I'll do a roll. I'll do another 1d2. Because I'm split too. I can't be a tiebreaker. I mean, I know that... Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take me to get in there, but at the same time, I'm not very stealthy, so I kind of want the for sure path, so I think they're both good. So we'll do number 1, accept, number 2, decline. Decline. Ooh, this is the riskier one. Alright, we're going to decline. You decline the offer, telling them that you have urgent business elsewhere. Although disappointed, they extracted promise from you to meet them for a drink before they leave Waterdeep tomorrow night. You agree, trying to move them along before their encumbrance draws unwanted attention. Oof. The two gnomes waddle away on their telescoping footwear toward the embassy. When they're far enough down the road, you and your companion cross the street and intending to approach the embassy from the back. Unfortunately, the buildings in this district don't stand so closely together. This forces you to travel openly, nodding and bowing to passerbys like the other pedestrians here, pretending that you're going about some normal business. You eventually find a high hedge the two of you can duck behind. Then you cross a manicured lawn. Approaching the back of the embassy, a cursory inspection reveals that the doors are not only locked, but also reinforced by magic. Boy, it'd probably be good to have a magician with me right now. Not deterred, you eventually discover what might be a vulnerability in the boarded-up embassy security. The building includes a tower which has a 4th-story balcony, ringed by crenulated stones. Whatever door provides access to that balcony might have a weaker lock and isn't likely to be magically reinforced. You think for a while before suggesting a couple of ways to get to the balcony from your position. I can climb, or I can detour. Oh, I believe I bought a grappling hook day 1. Right? I thought the very first time, because I said I always need a grappling hook. I could have sworn I bought a grappling hook. I can't find it anywhere. Since your companion has a rope, it would be a simple matter for one of you to climb the outside of the building and drop the line down to the other. If you can sneak your way past the guards at the base of the tower, you can climb the interior staircase and throw a grappling hook across the gap. I think I have to climb because I can't find a grappling hook anywhere in my bag, even though I could have sworn I got one. I don't see it in my inventory or my notes, so maybe I didn't. Maybe it was just wishful thinking. So I'm gonna have to climb. But I'm a pretty good climber, even though I've got hooves. You wait until a patrol of the city guard moves past a block before putting your plan into action. Scaling the exterior of the stone building won't be easy, and reaching the 4th floor balcony will be a long climb. You'll have to hurry. If you can fly, no. You can attempt this climb yourself, or have your sidekick do it. I want to. I will be better at it. The climb requires 2 consecutive DC 10 athletics checks. Okay. Alright. I'm about to do 2 athletics checks. 19. I'm hoofing it up there. Pun fully intended. Oh, I forgot. If I click it 2 times too quick on Roll20, it will instead roll a dice on D&D Beyond. Okay, so that was an 11. Okay, so yeah, that one is also gonna do it for us. So, I just climbed right the hell up there super quick. If you succeed at both, go to 87. 87? Ooh, getting down there. By climbing through the crenellations, you and your companion have both made it safely to the balcony, out of sight from the guard. You hurry to pull on the rope before somebody spots it. The two of you approach the single door that leads from the balcony to the interior of the embassy. The balcony's door is a decorative one, an ornate iron frame with glass panes that filter light in prismatic colors. The lock is a strange mechanism of movable religious symbols where a keyhole should be. These probably have some significance to the worshippers of God, something that would make their correct order obvious to a member of the church. But not to me. Clever. You can try to decipher it. Dexterous. You can try to defeat the lock. Forceful if you wish to shatter it. Well, I'll try to be clever, but I'm not very smart. You decided that the position of each icon has to do with religious importance. Make a religion check. Yeah, I think it's going to come down to forceful, for sure. My religion's a -1. I got a 2. Okay, I don't know that at all. Yeah, so this one, Zoltar, I can actually choose. So I don't know that. So I gotta go back. I can't figure out what's going on. Dexterous. Item. Thieves Guilds, or Thieves Tools. I don't have Thieves Tools. I'm looking at Ace. Boy, maybe could have used Lockhart or whatever his name is right now, huh? Yep. I bet Latchboy did. Yeah, I'm sure Latchboy did have some. Guess what? Ace doesn't. So forceful. It's time to shatter him. Oh no. Definitely gonna get caught here, aren't I? 43. You examine the door to see which of the many cut glass panes would give you the easiest access to the back of the lock when broken. My investigation... my passive investigation is not a 15, I can tell you that. You decide to break the pane that is directly above the latch. It's thick enough to breaking it requires a serious impact. As soon as you hit the pane, you sense dread washes over you. You and your companion must each make a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw, or become cursed for 8 hours. Alright. Oof. I'm not very wise. Nope. I failed that. And let's roll for... Ace is gonna pass, because Ace actually has a plus wisdom also. So it's just me, who already isn't very dexterous, and now I've got disadvantage on dexterity saving throws and dexterity ability checks. As the magic floods out. Oh, okay, we're stepping inside though. You enter the door to find yourself inside a small sleeping chamber. Sheets cover a bed and wardrobe as though to keep dust away from during a period of extended use. The door on the far side of the room is unlocked, leading you into the center of the tower. The central portion of the tower is an open-air shaft that drops 4 stories to the ground floor. From the large stained glass ceiling, a multicolored shaft of light falls downward through the open-air motes of dust. Dance in rainbow of sunlight. A spiral staircase winds around the interior of the shaft with intermittent landings. The doors on each landing opens into small sleeping chambers like the one you entered through. but none of these have their own balconies. You take the stairs to the ground floor, which opens up to a large hall. This area hosts banquets and other formal events. Sheets cover a large central table. Sheets likewise cover the 54 chairs around the table. Beautiful frescoes line the wall and ceiling, and an ornate chandelier rests on the floor, waiting for someone to light its candles and winch it to the ceiling. Everywhere you look, you find magnificent artisanship in the construction of this building. It is no wonder that the Temple of God intervened to prevent this building's destruction or repurposing after the loss of Lantan a century ago. So engrossed are you in the examination of these features that you don't realize your companion has gone until you hear a snapping noise coming from the entryway. Your sidekick is drawing your attention to the staircase. You must reach the basement of the embassy. You resolve to come here again at some point in the future. The two of you descend the staircase. Ooh, I got about 50 minutes. I can knock this out. I'm getting down there. You find the wide basement stairs and descend several flights before reaching a set of ornately carved double doors. Despite their obvious weight, they swing easily on their pin hinges, revealing a 20 by 20 foot antechamber. As you enter the room, the large stones in the ceiling flicker, then begin to emit a warm, bright light that illuminates the area. The dust on the floor is thick and gritty, the accumulation of a century. You can feel it with each step, making the ground slippery to walk on. The dust also reveals two sets of tracks moving from south to east. Others came in here recently. On your left, an alcove contains a clockwork humanoid standing on a low pedestal, as dust covered as the floor. One of the construct's arms waves slowly as in greeting. The motion is slow and stilted. You can hear the arm's internal components cracking bit by bit as the greeter continues its automated task. Sharing treasure, mandatory note-taking. According to your understanding of proper adventuring parties, you and your companion should split any treasure discovered here. Keep track of anything of a value you find beginning now and halve the wealth. I can keep magic items. Cool. That's funny. Okay. On your right, a wide passage extends eastward to an east-facing doorway that turns sharply north. As you're contemplating the eastward passage, you hear a crack followed by the grind of rusty gears. The automation in the western alcove is animating. Although the creature is having difficulty moving, it seems bent on stopping you from going any further into the basement. I'm about to wreck this thing. As it approaches, the guardian opens its massive hands in a grasping gesture, and a reedy, crackling voice comes from it. You will surrender to this machine, it says. But the machine doesn't seem to be waiting to accept a surrender. It lumbers straight at you. Oh, you're gonna get wrecked. Oh, okay, he looks a lot scarier than I thought. You're in the basement beneath the Lantasy embassy. In the entry chamber, a creaky, rusty animatron is attacking you. This creature will attempt to grapple its target and keep it grappled. Okay. We'll do Theater of the Mind without a map. Uncommon rules, grapple to conditions. Uncommon rules, sidekicks in combat. Sidekick is an active participant. Okay. Cool. Partial win. Oh, partial win. I just read it and it said partial win if your sidekick dies. Oof. Let's hope not. Okay. This thing only has 9 hit points. I'm about to... Oh, this thing is so done for. Let me roll my initiative first. 7's not very good. And what's that warning on Roll20 say? You wanted to send the result of this roll to turn tracker, but no valid token. Okay, so I got a 7. This will be ace. Oh, no. Maybe I'm not going to destroy this thing. Okay, it's going to go robot, me, ace. Okay, so this thing's gonna run up at me. This creature will attempt to grapple its target and keep it grappled. Once it has succeeded, it will revert to bludgeoning the target. So first, it's gonna try to go up, and we'll say that I'm in first. So it will Yeah, it's got enough speed. We'll say that it can get to me. Try to grapple me. It's got a +4 opposed by my athletics. Alright, so it's going to come up creakily, wrap its arms around me. Try to. And it rolled a 7. I'm feeling pretty good about that, because I've got my athletics is +5, so if I roll above a 2, I'm good. Not by much, but I did beat it. So I just break free of that. And I think that was its whole turn. It's cool. That's good. Alright. But now, yes, as Randall pointed out, this thing does have damage resistance. So I don't know if my dude would know that. So I don't know if it would be metagaming to use my dagger, because my dagger would bypass his resistance. Yeah, so I could either use my glaive, which is a D10, and it'll take half of that, or I could use the dagger, which is D4, and it won't take half of that. I think I'll just go ahead and I'll for the first one at least, I'll try to hack at it with my glaive and just see what happens. I don't. Do I want to rage? I do. I am gonna rage for this. I'm gonna rage. And I'm gonna save my last rage. Alright, so I got a +5 to hit. A 13, I just hit that thing's armor class. Right? It was a 13, yes. And, oh man, look at that damage. Look how good that damage would have been. It would have been 13 damage. So half of 13 will be 6. Plus my 2 rage. Did I really just do 8 points of damage to this thing in one fell swoop? Even with resistance? Okay. I like it. So this thing has 1 point of health left. Am I missing anything? No, I don't think I am. Ace just needs to do 1 point of damage. We'll say I lopped this thing's head off and it's still just like the body's moving, but it's headless right now. I just need Ace to do something. Ace has a quarterstaff, which is a +4 to hit, a dagger, a sling. Alright. Oof. Yeah, come on, Ace. Let's do a quarterstaff. I just need you to do 1 point of damage, Ace. She's got a +4. Come on, let's hit it. Oh, an 11. No. She goes up and swings at it and just... She hits it, just not hard enough to do anything. Damn it. Well. It is its turn. I'm going to roll a dice. I think that would be the most fair. I'm going to roll a dice, 1 for me and 2 for Ace, now that we're both up on it. Ace. Yeah, Dustin, if you're watching on your computer, Dustin, you should be able to mouse over and find a little icon that pops up that looks like D&D Beyond. And if you click that, it will pull up my character sheet with my actual, like, real-time health and stuff. So this thing is going to try to grab up on Ace. I think that's probably going to grab her. Her armor class is 13. No, she's too nimble for this thing. Ooh. Oh, I saw how much damage my glaive did to this, and I'm going to go for it again. I just need to hit if I hit this thing, it is dead, no matter what. I need to roll at least a 13 total here. Is that a 21? Yeah, it looks like a 21 and 7 damage. Even with the resistance, that just chops them from shoulder blade to the pelvis corner. Splits him down. Alright. I like that fight. That fight wasn't too bad. But I am seeing that this thing says dilapidated. So I hope I didn't just waste my rage on someone that's... There's going to be a harder one later. The automaton clatters to the floor, dust erupting from the resonating impact. It resumes waving, but it grinds to a halt a few seconds later. You are in a short east-west passage illuminated by some brightly glowing ceiling stones. At the end, the passage widens to a 20-foot by 20-foot entry room with a large alcove further west and double doors to the south. The wreckage of an automaton lies here, a puddle of grimy fluid beneath it. The dust here is thick and gritty. The acclimatation... you feel it with each step. Okay, on the north side of that room is a set of familiar double doors. These lead to the stairway back to the ground floor. So I don't want to go north. Not having found the object, you decide to ignore. Looking eastward. So yes, I need to go eastward. Oh no, should I be tracking this stuff? Alright, I'm gonna go to 7. You examine the door and you find it unusually sturdy. It resembles the doorways to the deep catacombs beneath the house of the homeless. The door resemblance is so strong that you can hardly think it's coincidence. Entry door unlocked. Let's see if I've got that key. I don't. Embassy key. Do I have the embassy key? I doubt it. Randall, how would I have gotten the embassy key? I want to know all these things. I want to play this thing again and try to find all the stuff I missed. Lockpick. Hey, look, Danny. If only we had somebody with a lockpick, right? Hey, Zoltar. Force. Okay, yeah, that's true. Force. Crowbar. Oh, check off a box of Sail with the Tide. And gain a level of exhaustion. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Both of those is gonna hurt. Oh, no. Why don't I have that lockpick? But I eventually do it. I eventually get through it. Although the door might have presented an insurmountable challenge to ordinary visitors, it no longer bars your way. So I do now have door unlocked. Oh, at what cost though? The large hallway here leads east, where it intersects with another hallway coming from the same direction. Where the passage intersects, there is an alcove. The ceiling continues to glow with a warm, bright light. Heavy dust coats the floor. I don't think I have empty. I don't have empty. That means there's probably something here. The western passage at the north end of the area leads to a heavy curtain. The western passage at the south end of the hallway leads to the doorway. Along the curving hallway in the south end of the area, about halfway down, there is a southeast-facing wooden door standing slightly ajar. A fearsome-looking automaton stands in the alcove where the two passages come together. It moves slightly as though contemplating your presence. Why did I waste my rage? Why'd I use my rage? I thought for sure. Oh. It moves slightly as though contemplating my presence, but it makes no move to stop me. Okay, that's good. To pass west through the curtain. To approach the western doorway. to go through the unlocked door. Yeah, I thought I was closer to the end than it seems like I am. Where should I go? Which way did I come from? I came from southeast, right? Should I go through the curtain? I think the automaton is... Oh, okay. I see. I see what... go to 430. Go up 430. Oh no, I don't have... I don't have that though. I don't think I marked it. To do that, I need to have security. And yeah, I don't have that. Oh, if you do not possess it, oh, so something bad. So it's gonna try to fight me. Oh no! Oh, this one's dilapidated too, but I'm not raging anymore. Okay. Sounds like it's the same kind of fight. It's larger. It's less reliable. At the start of each of its turns, roll a d6 and apply the resulting effect. Okay. Okay. It's a big boy. Let me do all of our initiatives. Let me do mine. Ooh, have fun beating that. I'll do aces. Wow, ace, what are you even doing though? All right, so I get to go first against this big boy. I'm gonna save my rage because I mean, if there's a boss fight, I need that. So my glaive worked so well against it last time. I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna use my glaive on this bad boy again. I'm just looking at my my horns from being a cow. No. I'm gonna do my glaive. I'm gonna run up and hit my glaive. I'm gonna stay 10 feet back. Ooh, I think that's a hit, but it looks like very little damage. Why is it only 4 damage? Oof. So I'm gonna hit this thing, but it has resistance. So I'm literally gonna do 2 points of damage to it. Ugh. It's down to 10 HP, but now it's its turn, and it's gonna try to grapple me. But at the start of its turn, roll a d6. And it's 10 feet away from me, because I did just see something about movement. Got a 4. What's the 4 do? The creature is unable to take reactions. Okay. So that means it can't do an opportunity attack, but I don't think that really is going to help me. It's going to run up to me and try to grapple me with the +4. Got a 14 against my 7. Oh no, it actually grappled me! Oof. That's gonna be bad news. Also, I forgot I have an point of exhaustion, so... Alright, well... Ace is gonna go up and try to hit it with its staff. For a dirty 20s, that is gonna hit. But it's only a D8 plus 2. Whoa! She did more damage than I did. 5 damage. So this thing is now -7 health. It's down to 5 health though. That's not bad. That's okay. I'm feeling pretty good. It's my turn now. You can't. There's no such thing as double. There's no such thing as double disadvantage, right? So since I'm already exhausted and it's grappling me, it's really nothing different. Does Chris Perkins do double disadvantage? That turd. So I'm not gonna use my turn to break out of the grapple because it's metagamey, but it's not doing anything to me. So I'll just roll to attack him with disadvantage anyway. So I guess there's some benefits of being. Oh, I don't even need my disadvantage. I'll roll it just in case. Give me a second. I'm trying to pause and do my second roll. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. I'm just swinging wildly at this thing and it's not doing anything. I can't hit it. Tired from taking out all that mortar. And it got a 6 for its thingy. Something in the creature explodes? No, it's holding me! Flinging components and shrapnel in every direction, the creature loses its turn and takes 4 hit points of damage. Every other creature within 15 feet must succeed on DC 12 or take 1d4. Let me see. Grappled creature's speed becomes 0 and it can't benefit from... I thought that if you're grappled, you also have... Well, you know what? I've got disadvantage anyway. So it doesn't even matter if you do have disadvantage from being cursed, because I've got disadvantage one way or another. So, Dex saving throw. That one was pretty good. And now I'm pausing to roll my second one. That one not so much. Now let's see what Ace gets. Is that her dexterity save? It's a saving throw, right? Saving throw. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's actually low. She's actually got lower than that, so she failed. So I'm gonna roll 1d4 for both of us. So. I'm glad I said that beforehand. So we will both each take 1 point of damage. Okay. This thing... It didn't die, did it? Nope, it still has some HP. It's got 1 HP still, doesn't it? Come on, come on, come on. Hit it with that staff. Here it goes. This is Ace trying to get back to her feet and run up and hit this thing and finish it off. Oh, did she really just miss by 1 AC? She sure did miss. Yep. Oh. It's my turn. I'm gonna be swinging with my disadvantage. Okay. I just need to get at least a 13 for this hit, and this thing will be dead no matter what, because it's only got 1 HP left. Oh no! Okay, alright, it's its turn. Watch, it's probably gonna kill itself right here. Time for another d6. 4. What's a 4 do? No reactions, I think it was. No reactions, okay. So now it's got me grappled. Now it's gonna try to punch me. And it will have advantage. +4. Oof. It's got a pretty good chance of getting me. Yep, that second one will surely do it. And it is for 1d6 plus 2 damage. 4 damage, okay. Not like the worst or anything, but I'm down to 11 HP. Ace. You got this, Ace. Whack it with your stick really hard. Yes, Ace. Good job. Hey, 3 damage is just fine to kill this thing. Oof. Thank you, Ace, as she crushes in this head. 57. Alright. Now, I see where we're going now. Okay, now, Danny, where would you like to go? Southeast is where we came from, I believe. You know what I did miss? Was I supposed to get security clearance from killing that thing? Probably, but we'll see. North. Wait, I can't go north anymore. Oh, wait. West? North end? Okay. So to pass west through the curtain at the north end. Okay, I see what you mean. You came from southwest. I came from southwest. Okay, so we're gonna go north to 60. This 30-foot by 40-foot room has rubble covering half of the floor. Part of the ceiling has crumbled and fallen, and pebbles of dust still fall in occasional trickles. The room has a set of heavy doors, double doors to the north, and another set to the west. These wood-carved doors have ornate patterns and metal figurines crisscrossing them. Now the wood has swollen with age, bulging from beneath the metal bars like bloated wineskins trapped inside flattened bird cages. Rough scrape mark indicate where someone was recently using a tool of some kind. The bust-off latches. A heavy curtain woven of metal fibers conceals an eastern passageway behind it, and an open passageway leads to the south. So we came from the south. Footprints in the dust here show two recent intruders entering from the southern passage and moving through the western doors, and then going through the northern doors. When you enter the room, a spectral figure appears in the northwest corner, standing between the two sets of doors. The image, yeah, you're right. The image of a well-groomed gnome in a pinstripe robe, sparkling in shades of blue and silver, spoke in a thick, melodic language that went on for a long moment. When he finished, the gnome bowed and faded into nothing. You recognize the words as gnomish, or some dialect of that language. Now the illusion is reappearing, repeating the same language, before bowing and disappearing once more. The cycle repeats every few moments. I don't think I speak gnomish, unfortunately. I don't. I speak common and minotaur, aka common and cow. I don't have Bell with me. Dang it. Okay. So this thing's probably telling me where I should be going, but instead, I have to just wing it. Go north. Always go. Okay, we're gonna go more up north. 75. Find yourself in an extra wide hall about 20 feet across and 40 feet long. A double doorway stands to the south, and at the north end, the passage widens into an oddly shaped room with a pillar in the center. A brassy strip of metal crosses the floor halfway up the hall, connecting the two narrow alcoves on either side. A metal statue stands in each alcove, standing facing the hall. Two corpses lay sprawled across the floor next to the brassy stripe, the lingering odor of burnt flesh. Nice. Examine the statues. Examine the corpses. Keep going north. I think... Okay, I will look at them. 98. They've been dead for less than a 10-day. They fell in positions that suggested they were simply walking past the stripe. Several holes bored through the bodies. The flesh seared by heat. They were human males. Wore masks. They have armor. You can take any of the following items. Okay. Yes, I'm looting. I'm safely looting, if that's a thing. Yes, I know. I see that, embassy key, which I'm fond of. Now I need to admire the statues. I hope from a safe distance. The two statues wear heavy aprons, and each has a smith's hammer tucked in the crook of a bent arm. The statues would be identical, their features all matching, but for the fact that one is human and the other is gnome. The plaque on the base of the human statue reads, Gond. In common script, the one on the shorter reads Nebulon, gone, also written in common. The eyes of both statues glow with red light. Obviously, I'm not supposed to just walk on across. I mean, I don't want to just walk by. I don't know how to get by, though. Yeah, let's go back south. I don't want to go that way. Okay, so now, do I go south more? Or do I go across? I was wanting to go west, too. I like to look at those double doors. Rectangular room, 20 by 55 feet in dimensions. 2 glowing pillars bathe the entire room in a warm light. Secure-looking vault doors line the walls, 3 each on the north and south walls and 1 on the western wall. They're easily large enough to step through, should you be able to bypass their locks. Combination locks secure the vault doors. They might slow a would-be thief, but couldn't stop one, given time. You could try enough combinations to open any of the vaults. The vault door to the west is slightly different. There, where the other doors have a combination lock, this one bears an ornate engraved plate without the numbered dials. A set of double doors to the east wing swings on pin hinges, leading back to the room you came from. A pair of footprints mark the dust on the floor here from the feet that are not yours. They went east, approached each door, and then returned. I don't really have time to check all these vaults, I don't think. Should I just go right to 7? Alright, I'm gonna examine 7. You approach the western, check at least one. Oh, sorry, I clicked on the west one. But we'll just examine it. At the door's center, you find an ornate plate with a row of circular depressions. The plate is a true work of art, carved with a complex mural of cogs and religious symbols surrounding the depressions. Near the bottom, you see the maker's mark, the words "Guild of Silversmiths and Gilders, Waterdeep," engraved in common. Okay, so I've got some lore. You know what? I don't think I'm going to finish this one tonight. With advantage and proficiency. Oh, that's a history check 12 to get that lore. That's -1. Whoa! Is that a 17? I see. It is. I do get that lore. Heck yeah, I do. 104, and I gotta go back to 319. House Deepwinter controlled the ancient guild of the Guild Wars. Guild of Silversmiths is well known. Not just creation of jewelry, but for the ability to enchant these objects. Few know of the tale of how Deepwinter took control of the guild, of its Primarch exploiting the guild. Alarms, locks, and other security enchantments made thereafter would not deter anybody with pure Deepwinter blood. Oh! Danny, we're good to go north. Let's do it. I was on 319. The style of the patterns in these depressions make you think that you're looking at some type of lock. Inserting a ring might open it like a key, however this is not a mechanical lock. 6 depressions look as though designed to fit different rings. To insert the Deepwinter seal, I'll put the Deepwinter seal in 29. You slip the seal into the first depression. The Deepwinter seal doesn't go deeply enough. Okay. You feel a tingle in your arm. Okay. That didn't work. I don't know where to... Okay. I'm gonna go north. I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna try to go north. Yeah, the ring from the bodies was... No, it was a key. Oh wait. Let me find that. What? Did I not paste that in here? I've got a couple signet rings looking at this. But I think I gotta go north. I'm sure I'm missing something in there. Embassy key. A signet ring. I did get a ring from those bodies, yeah. Let me go... Wait, I'm gonna go back real quick, and I'm gonna go back to that vault. And I'm gonna do other rings. 51. Doesn't fit. If you have tingle. Okay. So yes, I am going to... Oh, 49. Wait, 59. Oh, you enter... How did I get to 59? Did it work? Sorry, I'm clicking around, everybody. I'm trying to get to... So I went west. Oh, yes. I did read it too fast. So I'm gonna do Deep Winter. You slip it. Doesn't go deeply to reach, but the ring seems to fit snugly. Even with the shallow insertion, you feel a tingle and the door swings open silently. Okay. You enter a room 20 foot by 20 foot filled with shelves, most of which are empty space, then shreds of what were once metal containers now litter the floor. Shelf on the northern wall has cracks and black marks as though struck by an explosion or a fiery spell. You can take any of the following items. I want all of those following items, except shield. I'll take the shield so I could sell it. Yes, I saw a healing potion. Thank you. So now I know I'm just going to go back out. And I'm going to go north. And I'm going to go north on 12. You move toward the larger chamber. If you or a companion have a security insignia, I do. 23. You are part of, you're in a cross-shaped room about 60 feet across. The stone pillar that began flickering when you entered can't seem to maintain constant lighting. Its slow blinking cast light intermittently punctured by darkness. The northern and eastern end of the room each contain a circular metal frame about 8 feet in diameter. A short set of low stairs leads up to each portal frame. A small dusty plaque stands on the post beside each frame. The western end of the cross shape has room has 2 doors, each labeled with a plaque. Southern end contains continues past a pair of alcoves toward a set of double doors. I came from the south, right? Inspect the north portal. Okay. 62. I'm going to highlight this, and I will be right back. I'm not even going to put a be right back screen. I will just be right back in just 1 second. Sorry about that. Also, I don't know if you all play Idle Champions, or if anybody watching enjoys idle games, but I really like idle games on mobile apps, and the Dungeons and Dragons one, Idle Champions. I have been playing that for a very long time now. I mean, it is definitely my most played mobile app, probably ever. And I was very stoked to pair up with them, and get exclusive golden chest keys. So that golden chest key you see on the screen there only lasts during the stream. So it's only got 8 minutes left. So if you play that game, go to unlock golden chest and enter in that code, and you get a free golden chest, which there will be one every single week, which I'm excited for. I actually just put that in when I ran upstairs to get another drink. Alright, let us continue. You approach the portal on the north end of the room, an interconnecting series of leaves, vines, and flowers made of dusty metal from the frame, giving it the appearance of a circular garden. Several leaves are absent from the alongside the right-hand side, leaving conspicuously empty space. Inserting the leaves probably turns on the portal or controls some of its something about its use. Unlike the portal you saw at the back at the House of the Homeless, this one lacks the opaque field of light that signifies its operational state. The wall behind the frame is clearly visible. Small plaque on the post next to the frame, wiping away the dust, reads in draconic letters. I don't have any of that. No, Zoltar, I am still not allowed to talk about that news yet. I think Tuesday I'll be able to talk about that news. I'm very excited about that news, though. Well, I can't do anything here, so I'm going to leave that one. I guess I'll just go around. I'll go to the east portal. You approach the portal to the east into the room, an interconnected collection of gears and mechanical gewgaws from this frame. Unlike the portal you saw at the back of the House of the Homeless, this one lacks the field. Oh, again, this one's in Gnomish. Go west. Western walls, you see no... Oh wait, no, that's a lot. You approach a set of doors in the western wall. You see no locking mechanism on either. They look like they will swing open if pushed. Draconic writing on it. Don't speak that. I had to go through this door though. 48. You are in a square room about 40 feet long on each side. Bright warm light floods down from the illuminated stones in the ceiling. You find the wreckage of several desks here, and a row of them around the room's exterior. You can imagine a line of people entering one door and going around in a semicircle, visiting the administrators of each desk before leaving via the other door. A single door stands in the south wall. It looks sturdy, like hardened metal, with no handle, keyhole, or other means of opening. So, I think that, yeah, I think what we're gonna do is, I think I'm gonna stop here, because I got a podcast recording for Gullible Gazette in 5 minutes. So I think I'm gonna stop right here. Oh, come on, copy this. I'm gonna get the, come on, Adobe. Adobe. No, copy the part number. I don't think that does anything, does it? Nope. So I'll just type that in. Part 4-048, page 335. Ended. Um, so yeah, I gotta go record Gullible Gazette in 4 minutes. What I think I'm gonna do is, because I feel like I'm really, really close to the ending on this one, I might do like a weekend wrap up of this sometime this weekend, maybe like on a Saturday or, um, I don't know. I could maybe tomorrow. Well, I'll figure it out. Yeah, Zoltar, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out and helping me pick directions to go. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I feel like I'm really close to the end, and if I didn't have a recording tonight, I would actually make this a long stream, and I would make sure to finish it tonight. But I record this podcast every other Thursday, so I didn't last Thursday, but I do this Thursday. So last Thursday I could have went longer, or next Thursday, but I kind of want to try to like wrap this up on like a week, maybe a night this weekend or sometime coming up in the coming week, just because. You could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm probably like 30 to 60 minutes away from completing it. I will definitely, if I do that, I will definitely post it places everywhere. But Randall could probably let me know if it's like, because if it was only gonna be like an hour left of this, I wouldn't want to have my whole the solo rolling slot for 2.5 hours dedicated to it. If it might take 2.5 hours, I would still do it in that slot. I would just hate to do solo rolling next Thursday, and after 30 minutes I finish this adventure, and it'd be weird to start another one, I think. So that's where I'll probably ask Randall. If Randall's not still watching, I'll ask him like maybe like a time, like a rough estimate. But yeah, if you're not yet, follow us on all of our other shows. I've got a new adventure out halfway through this dungeon, or have a backup campaign ready. Yeah, that's true. 60 minutes. Yeah, 60 minutes or so. Yeah, I'll probably do that as like a one-off thing. If you haven't yet, go pick up my adventure, the Tournament of Tokens. All I'm trying to do is hit 50 sales on that so that I can get a DM's Guild best-selling medal. That's my one and only goal from that. And then every single dollar I get from selling that on DM's Guild, I go right back into buying other one-shots on DM's Guild. So it's just like feeding my DM's Guild addiction. That's a good idea, Zoltar. Maybe I will start the next one, and after it ends, I'll make my next character for my next adventure. That might be a good idea. And if you want to find us, we've got so much stuff to plug now that really the best thing to do is to go to majesticgoose.com. And there you will be able to buy all of our merch. We've got a lot of really genuinely good merchandise on majesticgoose.com/shop. I just got 3 new shirts here today, and they are like fantastic quality, and I'm a shirt snob. A lot of really cool stuff. I just added new stickers and new shirts today. Other than that, join our Discord. And speaking of joining our Discord, as of Tuesday, we should be able to announce a really big project that's going to be coming out very soon, like within like the next 2 weeks. And I can't say much more about it, but we are all very, very excited about it. Also follow our other shows, Halfway to Heroes, One Shot Onslaught, Dice Talk, Roll for Weird, and my other show is a comedy show called Gullible Gazette that I'm about to record right now. Actually, I'm supposed to have the Zoom call open right now. So I got to get to that. Thank you all so much for hanging out and watching. And yeah, we will. I will let everybody know on social media what the plan for the rest of this one is. So thank you all. Talk to you later.